A photograph can preserve a moment, a memory, or a face long forgotten by time. Most old family portraits are exactly that, simple records of people who lived ordinary lives. They sit quietly in archives, museums, and family albums, rarely attracting attention. But every so often, a photograph reveals something more. A hidden detail, a forgotten clue, a secret waiting patiently for someone to notice. This story begins with one such photograph. In the spring of 2025, Dr. Emily Carter, a historian specializing in early 20th century family archives, was working through a collection of donated photographs at a regional museum. The collection contained hundreds of images from estate sales and private donations. Most were unidentified. Some had dates scribbled on the back. Others carried no information at all. One afternoon, while reviewing a box of faded photographs, she came across a large family portrait. The image immediately caught her attention. It showed a large family posing. Inside what appeared to be a photography studio sometime around 1908. Two men stood at the back. Several women and children sat in front of them. Their clothing was neat but modest. Their expressions were serious, typical of the era when sitting still for photographs was essential. At first glance, nothing seemed unusual. The photograph appeared to be just another forgotten family portrait from the early 20th century. Yet something about it felt different. Dr. Carter could not explain why. She placed the image aside and continued her work. But throughout the day, her thoughts kept returning to that portrait. Later that evening, she decided to examine it more closely. Using a high-resolution scanner, she digitized the photograph and began zooming into different areas of the image. The faces revealed fascinating details: tiny stitching on dresses, worn collars, signs of careful repairs made to clothing. These were people who likely worked hard for everything they owned. Her attention moved toward the right side of the photograph. There, partially hidden behind a curtain in the studio backdrop, she noticed something strange. At first, she thought it was a flaw in the image, but when she enlarged the area further, she realized it was not damage at all. It appeared to be writing. Only a few words were visible. The message read, "Please remember." The rest disappeared behind the curtain. Dr. Carter stared at the screen. Why would a message appear in the background of a formal family portrait? The discovery transformed an ordinary photograph into a mystery. The next morning, she began investigating. Unfortunately, the image contained no names. Museum records listed it simply as unknown family portrait, circa 1908. Many historians would have stopped there. Dr. Carter did not. She began studying every detail visible in the photograph. The style of clothing suggested Northern England. The children's outfits reflected working-class fashions. Heian from the first decade of the 20th century. A brooch worn by one of the women narrowed the possible date range even further. Weeks turned into months as she compared the image against census records, newspaper archives, church documents, and local historical collections. Then she found her first breakthrough. While searching through digitized newspapers from Manchester, she discovered a photograph taken during a community event in 1907. Standing near the edge of the crowd was a man who looked remarkably similar to one of the men in the family portrait. After careful comparison, researchers became confident it was the same person. The newspaper identified him as Thomas Whitaker. The discovery opened an entirely new chapter of the investigation. Further records revealed that Thomas Whitaker lived in Manchester with his wife Sarah and their children. They belonged to a working-class family employed in the region's massive textile industry. Life during that period was dead. Difficult. Factories operated long hours. Safety regulations were limited. Workers often faced dangerous conditions. As Dr. Carter continued her research, she uncovered something unexpected. Thomas Whitaker had become involved in labor activism. Historical records showed he attended meetings where workers discussed unsafe machinery and poor conditions inside local mills. The more she learned, the more significant the hidden message seemed. Could the photograph somehow be connected to those struggles? The answer began to emerge when Dr. Carter returned to the image. Using advanced enhancement software, she focused once again on the partially hidden sign behind the curtain. Little by little, more letters became visible. The message now appeared to read, "Please remember what happened." The sentence was incomplete, but its meaning was becoming clearer. This was not a random studio prop. Someone wanted future viewers to remember something important. But what? The answer came from an unexpected source. While researching photography studios operating in Manchester during 1908, Dr. Carter located surviving business records from the studio where the portrait had likely been taken. Most entries were routine: names, appointments, payments, nothing unusual. Then she found an entry dated March 17, 1908. Beside the booking information was a handwritten note. Client requested inclusion of protest notice. Dr. Carter felt a chill run through her body. The hidden sign had been placed there deliberately. The family wanted it included in the portrait, but they had also hidden it carefully behind the curtain. It was visible enough to survive, invisible enough to avoid attention. The photograph was beginning to look less like a family portrait and more like a message. Then came another discovery. Only weeks after the photograph was taken, a devastating accident occurred at a local textile mill. Several workers were killed. Many others suffered severe injuries. Newspapers reported the tragedy but largely blamed worker error. Yet some reports hinted at another possibility. Workers had warned management about dangerous machinery before the accident. Those warnings had allegedly been ignored. Thomas Whitaker's younger brother was among those killed. Suddenly everything seemed connected. The hidden message, the protest notice, the labor meetings, the accident. Dr. Carter believed the portrait might have been created as a silent act of protest, but proving that theory would require stronger evidence. The investigation might have ended there. Instead, fate intervened. In the summer of 2026, restoration workers began repairing an abandoned Victorian farmhouse outside Manchester. While removing damaged flooring in the attic, they discovered a hidden compartment. Inside sat a small wooden box covered in dust. The box contained letters, photographs, documents, and a diary. One photograph immediately caught the workers' attention. It was the same family portrait. Museum officials were contacted. The box soon arrived at Dr. Carter's archive. When she examined its contents, she realized she had uncovered something extraordinary. The documents belonged to Sarah Whitaker. For the first time, historians possessed personal records connected directly to the family in the photograph. The diary became the most important discovery. Its pages described daily life in remarkable detail. Sarah wrote about raising children in a crowded industrial town. She described factory whistles echoing through the streets every morning. Coal smoke darkened the skies. Money was always scarce, yet the family remained hopeful. As Dr. Carter read further, the tone changed. Sarah began describing injuries at the mill, workers losing fingers, machines breaking down, management refusing repairs. Fear spread throughout the workforce. One entry from February 1908 stood out. Thomas says another machine nearly killed. Dad boy today. The owners know the danger but refuse repairs. The statement aligned perfectly with concerns workers had reported before the accident. Several pages later, Sarah described threats directed at her husband. Anonymous notes appeared outside their home. Windows were broken during the night. Unknown men watched the family from nearby streets. Thomas's activism had made powerful enemies, yet he refused to stop. Another diary entry revealed something even more important. Dated March 10, 1908, 1 week before the family portrait, Sarah wrote, "Thomas says if anything happens, we must leave proof behind. People forget too easily." Dr. Carter read the sentence several times. The meaning was unmistakable. Thomas feared something terrible might occur, and he wanted evidence preserved. The family portrait suddenly took on a new meaning. It was not simply a record of a family, it was part of a plan. As historians continued examining the contents of the wooden box, Hay discovered several additional photographs. Most showed factory workers gathered outside the mill. Others documented machinery inside the building. One image proved especially important. It showed a large industrial machine with visible structural damage. Written on the back were 5 simple words: "The owners refuse repairs." Engineering experts later reviewed the photograph. Many concluded that the machine appeared unsafe. The image provided rare evidence supporting claims workers had made more than a century earlier. Then researchers discovered a sealed envelope. Inside was a handwritten letter. The signature belonged to Thomas Whitaker. The date was March 15, 1908, 2 days before the family portrait. The letter was addressed to Sarah. As historians carefully unfolded the fragile pages, silence filled the archive room. Thomas wrote about his fears. He worried about the future. He worried about the danger facing workers. Most of all, he worried about his family. Why? Near the end of the letter, he wrote words that would later become famous among historians. "If my voice is silenced, let the photograph speak." Dr. Carter sat motionless after reading the sentence. The mystery was solved. The photograph had never been intended as a simple family keepsake. It was a message, a warning, a testimony. Thomas believed disaster was approaching. He feared the truth might be buried. So he created a way for future generations to discover it. For more than 100 years, the message remained hidden. Then someone finally noticed. As news of the discovery spread, historians across Britain became fascinated by the case. Researchers revisited official records of the mill disaster. New evidence from Sarah's diary, Thomas's letter, and the photographs suggested the accident may not have been caused by worker error after all. The possibility that management ignored safety concerns gained renewed attention. What had once seemed like an isolated tragedy now appeared part of a much larger story. The story of workers whose warnings were never heard, families whose voices were forgotten, people who risked everything to protect others. Soon descendants of former mill workers began contacting the museum. Some shared family stories passed down through generations. Others provided letters and photographs of their own. Together, these pieces helped historians reconstruct a more complete picture of life inside the mills. Then came perhaps the most emotional moment of all. Researchers located one of the Whitaker family's living descendants. Margaret Evans, 86 years old, lived quietly in a small village outside Manchester. She had never seen the portrait. She knew little about Thomas Whitaker. When historians showed her the image and explained its hidden message, tears filled her eyes. For a long moment, she simply stared at the faces. Faces she had never met. Faces connected to her by blood. Finally, she whispered, "They wanted us to remember." The room fell silent. More than a century had passed. Yet the message had survived. The family had achieved exactly what they hoped. Future generations remembered. Today, the portrait hangs inside a museum exhibition dedicated to forgotten voices from the industrial age. Thousands of visitors stop to examine it each year. Most see an ordinary family at first. A father, a mother, children dressed in their best clothing. A typical portrait from another era. Then they learn about the hidden message, the diary, the letter, the protest notice concealed behind the curtain. And suddenly the photograph becomes something entirely different. It becomes evidence. It becomes history. It becomes the voice of people who refuse to be forgotten. What began as a simple family portrait became one of the most remarkable historical discoveries of modern times. And perhaps that is the greatest lesson hidden within the image. History does not always announce itself with grand monuments or famous names. Sometimes it waits quietly inside an old photograph. Sometimes it hides behind a curtain. And sometimes, after more than a century of silence, it finally speaks. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, comment your thoughts, and subscribe.